Yo, what's up, people? To hear more, and this is Life Lessons from the Unexpected. It's a show about life lessons, for people that you may not expect to hear these lessons from. You're going to have everybody on the show from comedians, actors, rappers, on down to ex pimps, ex hoes, ex drug dealers, ex gang members. Some people may still be active. You never know. But everybody has a walk of life, and everybody has learned something from their walk that they can now apply to their life to hopefully enrich and better it. So, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Today's guest, we have none other than my brother, creator, one of the most creative minds I've ever met in my life, ladies and gentlemen. He's also my co-host on a couple of different shows, Mr. Patrick Cloud. What's going on, young man?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Is this your professional voice?
My sophisticated voice. I feel like I'm in a master class.
Well, you know what, man? It might turn out to be something like that. You never know what will apply to somebody and what might, shake up what they really need in their life, shake up their life in a positive manner. So I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about all the guests that we're gonna have on it, and I'm excited to hopefully learn something myself. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, again, this is just about one lesson that you learned in life. It might be in a good situation, might have been a bad situation, but it's something that you learned from it nonetheless, and you've applied to your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will talk about the time that I got hit by an Ibizu truck. Um, yeah, I don't even know if I said the company right. Is that the big trucks with the thing on it's like, is it Ibizu, something like that?
I don't.
They're like those
I,
work trucks.
yeah, I feel like I could see the emblem, but I don't know how to pronounce it either.
I
So I don't
forgot.
want
I forgot the second letter in the word.
to.
But yeah, I was on the freeway one day. This was in college, and it was stop and go traffic. And I looked in my rear view mirror, and there's this giant truck that just did not stop,
Mm.
and they crashed into me, and we ended up like having to go to like this off ramp, and the dude was like super scared. He was like, "Oh, it's my first week of this job." It was a company truck.
Yeah.
And I had never been in this situation, so I was just like, am I hurt? Like, I wasn't that hurt, but it was just like one of those things. Every time
You're
I hear that,
shaking up.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, he leaves, we exchange information, and I'm just kind of like sitting there like, woof, that was crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this random tow truck comes up to me, and he's like, did you just get hit? And I was like, yeah. And I told him what happened, and he was like, I could bring you to this shop, but I also know this lawyer who deals with things like this. If it was a company truck, this is like a pretty big case. So, half of me was just like, what? Who are you? And then the second half was just like, like this could be like, I see like weird coincidences that it's like, okay, this may be
Right. Like, was he just waiting off in the darkness? As soon as the guy pulled off, he was like, yeah. He
Well,
emerged
I
from
know
the
that
shadows.
tow trucks have deals with mechanics
Yeah.
because they can like recommend each other and stuff. So, but it also made sense, and my car was kind of like messed up, so I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, okay, for sure. And he ended up taking my car to this mechanic, and they hooked me up with this lawyer. So the whole story sort of brings me to this lawyer because that was why I met this dude. I went to his office in Beverly Hills, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just like super plush office, floor to ceiling windows, nice corner office. And the dude was just clearly like balling, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about like everything that happened, and like how like settling the case and everything, and it ended up really working out really well. But what I'll never forget is, for some reason, and I don't know if it was just because he's bored in there, or
Mm-hmm.
if it's because like people just open up to me, but he started kind of going into his life and how he got there and all this stuff. And he was Middle Eastern. He's from a very traditional family. I could tell his dad was like very strict, and his true passion was writing. He wanted to be an author, and I don't know if it was an author or poetry. It might have been poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And when he told his parents that, they flipped out. They're like, you ain't gonna make no money doing that, blah blah blah. You have to focus on making money. So he did, and he got into law and all this stuff. And he basically was told me like, this is kind of like the American dream, but I'm miserable. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here at this desk he had this giant stack of papers. He's like, I'm always buried in paperwork, my work. He had a picture of his family on his desk. He's like, I'm sitting here making this imaginary number rack up. It's skyrocketing, and I can't even enjoy it. I can't even see my kids. I can't even see my parents. I mean, my wife. I can't really even enjoy this money because I created this almost like vacuum that I live in. You know what I mean? My whole existence has been about working, and now that's all I do. And you want to work to get money so that you can do this and have fun and do all this. And then some people just get caught in that work money thing, and they don't even get to that other stuff. So he said all this stuff, and I was just like, dang, that's crazy. Do you still write? And his energy sort of changed. It was almost like he had gotten so used to telling the sad story about him working and not enjoying everything. He forgot about the writing part. That was just a part that he glazed over. But he was just like, now that you say it, like, I haven't written in years. And we just kind of started talking about like sort of like what fuels a person, because he almost made it seem like he would have rather disappointed his parents and been broke but writing rather than his current situation. And I agree. You know what I mean? Like, some people get so caught up in what other people say or what they should be that they sort of lose sight on what they want. And it's like, shit, he's not living for anybody else. Like, his dad might not even be there anymore, or just like, yep, my son's rich. But it's just like, you can't live for other people. So that was just like my most direct example of like a person with wealth saying like, I got here and this is whack, So that's kind of just how I stopped focusing on money. And then probably the best advice that I ever got in college that went hand in hand with that was that you work more of your life than you're with your family or anything else. Like, people, when you really even when Kev was talking about when we stopped working at All Deaf, he was just like, man, like, being at home now, I realized I was with y'all more than I was with my own family. Most people are at work for more of their lives than they are at home. So the best advice I ever got was, you have to find out like what makes you the happiest, like a hobby. And then you have to find out how to make money somewhere around that, because it's really, there's no point in doing the opposite. If you just do something just to make money and you're miserable, and then you go home and balance that stuff off, that's an okay way to live. You at least you're balancing it. But if you can really find a way to make, half of your money, like most of your money, some of your money, based on something that you really, really enjoy and love doing, I guarantee that you'll be better off than if you had everything in the world but not doing anything that you wanted to do. It's just like, it's really just about like locking in and getting the most customized version of your life as possible, as opposed to just appeasing the people around you or what people think you should be.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I think that's definitely a great life lesson, man. And I completely share those sentiments, man. Like, you only get one life. There are no continues. There are no redos. There are no restarts. So if you're going to be spending a lifetime doing something, it should definitely be something that you love. And I've been trying to model my life after that, to chase the dream, not the money. Because I feel like whatever you love doing, if you're good at it and you stay at it, you will eventually become successful at it. And with the success will come the money. So always chase the dream, not the dollar. And I feel like you'll have a more purposeful and enjoyable life.
Yeah, or chase the passion, like chase whatever you're passionate about, because you won't run out of steam. If you're just like, if you look at something and you're like, I could do that for money, or it's like, I guess I'll do that for money. You have to understand, like, yeah, money isn't happiness, but it's like, it's obviously a requirement.
Yeah.
Like, it
makes things easier.
Yeah, it's for sure up there in the requirements. Like, people act like money isn't happiness. I'll just be homeless and happy. But it's like, no, that's not how it works. It's not happiness, but it is for sure a requirement. So if you focus more on lining up what you're passionate about with money, rather than just maximum amount of money. Because people who just want a check, they
Hmm.
find themselves into this weird place where they're like, oh shit, I'll do anything for a check.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
anything for it.
That's when you start abandoning your morals and your beliefs, and you just do anything for that dollar. That's a scary place to be in.
You didn't anchor it to anything. Yeah.
Hmm. That's great,
But
man. Well, listen, brother, I don't want to hold you up too much, man. This was actually very, very great. I hope people get something from it, even if it's just coming down to them making a decision on taking a new position or, pivoting in their job or something like that. I think you owe it to yourself to live your best life, whatever that is for you. Don't be afraid to chase that dream. Be unapologetic about it. Sometimes you have to be selfish. Sometimes you have to say no because you have to get your work done so you can really, fulfill what you need to get done. So I encourage everyone to live it, live your life to the fullest.
And I guarantee you, once you get that first check, no matter how big or how small, that is obtained directly from something that you are passionate about, and
Yes.
you understand that those worlds can collide, you'll feel it. You
Hmm.
will feel it, because that's that's it. Once you realize, like, wow, that didn't feel like work, because
Yeah.
I love doing this stuff and I was able to be compensated for it, that you'll all the work that you put in where you didn't get money will make sense.
True. There it
Yeah,
is, man. Well, listen, brother, thank you so much for tapping in with us, man.
absolutely.
That's been an episode of Life Lessons from the Unexpected. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like this video, subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to Patrick Cloud's channel. You guys are familiar with his contact. All the information will be in the description as well. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you next time.